Alrighty then, let's try that again, dudes. Alright, let's get the claps going, alright. Welcome everybody, welcome to the show, welcome to the first ever edition, episode 0.1 of About Last Week in the NBA Playoff Edition. Let me turn the music down just a tad bit. And we already done this before, but we doing it again, deja vu style, you know what I'm saying? Y'all don't know about that, but what this show is gonna be about is, usually the show is gonna be, the last week of an NBA season is gonna be discussed in about an hour on the weekend. But for now, since it's the playoffs, we're gonna take about the last couple of days and then wrap them up in about an hour, just because the playoffs are more intense. So you want to really take your time about each and every game, or each and every series, I should say. And I got some points I want to go over about each series. And then if we don't have time to get through one, we'll get into them the next time. But further ado, let me introduce myself, since this is the first episode and this is going to go on YouTube. So a lot of people might not know who I am. My name is Jared, aka King Convict. You can call me Con, Jared, Convict, King Convict. It doesn't really matter. But I stream video games and I watch a bunch of basketball, so I figured why not stream about basketball. So here I am. I got my boy Matt on the call as well. He's gonna just bounce some ideas off of me as well. Matt, introduce yourself.
What up? You just call me Matt anyways. Yeah,
just call him Matt. He's Matt.
Matt everywhere.
That's my boy
that's
right
it.
there. And so he'll be here just to, discuss and talk about stuff. As you'll see behind me, what's happening right now in the NBA, the live, is a closer game than it was before. Denver and Golden State. It's a 10-point game, about halfway through the second quarter. It was 20 points a couple of minutes ago, but Golden State, they're going to do what they got to do. Matt, anything else to say about Denver, man? Anything from Jokic?
I think they're going to sweep. I think.
Oh, yeah.
This game's over. I don't know.
I mean, hey, 10-point game is 10-point lead is nothing in today's NBA, especially when you have a guy named Steph Curry on your team. So,
yeah.
Good luck to them over there, Denver. It's injuries over there, so nobody's really taking this against Jokic legacy, I should say.
You got Jamal Murray out too. You got Michael Porter Jr. out.
Yeah. It's nothing really for them, but. Now I should go to introduce myself into why I love basketball and why I'm doing this podcast. So pretty much the gist of why I love basketball is it was a great way for me and my father to bond when I was younger. We of course had our football where we could watch it, but football was only, as you know, twice a week. Basketball, as you know, is every single night is a basketball game. So that gave me and my dad multiple opportunities to hang out, bond, and also just talk trash with each other. And so that's how I pretty much started my love for basketball at a really young age. And around 2004, 2005, a young man by the name of Dwayne Wade came into the league. And I witnessed his rookie year, his first couple of years, and I witnessed this man take this team all the way to a championship. So that's really what started my love of basketball, why he's my favorite player. And there's a bunch of other things why he's my favorite player, but that's pretty much the gist of it. It's just how I saw him come in as a rookie, him grind it out for his 3 years, and then him just becoming a god on the basketball court pretty much, and just winning championship, before LeBron James, but just saying, but he, he won his championship, and that was just really, really amazing to see as a kid. So that's why I look up to him for one, and just, why I still love Miami Heat to this day. Now, I am from Maryland, so I do have a small part in my heart for the Wizards, but it's not fun rooting for the Wizards, man. They haven't been to the postseason in a couple. Yeah, they were in the postseason last year, but it's Russell Westbrook. But the Wizards, they haven't really been the most fun team to follow, the most fun team to watch. I still have them on my radar, but until they really are taken more serious as an organization, I'm not going to take them serious as a fan. So that's why I rep Miami. Shout out to my man Pat Riley. He keeps it going over there in Miami all day, every day. And yeah, shout out to Miami. So that's my favorite player, favorite team, why I love basketball and everything. So now let's get back into the series. Since we're on Miami, let's talk about Miami. Miami and Atlanta today, 7 o'clock. Right now it is 4:51 on Sunday. They play in about 2 hours time. So we don't have no idea how this series will end today. But I will say Miami wins in 5.
I agree.
You agree? Matt agrees.
I agree.
I like that. Even though he barely watches the series, he agrees. And I know why he agrees. Because Atlanta sucks. No, I'm joking. All right.
Miami #1 in the standings right now too. You're facing the 8th seed, so like.
No. But to be honest with you, Miami, they should be able to squeak out this series, this win tonight. Even though they do have a big hit in Kyle Lowry being injured. Now he has not been ruled out officially yet, as of right now. Last time I checked, but him clearly not being at 100%. Also, it's a hamstring injury, and Matt can attest because he is an athlete. Hamstring injuries are not something you really want to play with or even play around with. Matt, you want to say anything about just hamstring injuries in general?
It's no fun to come back from. I tell you that. And once they tear, like that's just it. They're never 100% ever again. You know.
Ouch.
It's always gonna be. You're always gonna be hurting in some way or another. It's never gonna go away.
Yeah, that's tough. So hopefully it's not completely torn. Hopefully it's just like, a little bit of a pull, and he can like ice it, take a day off, come back. But Kyle Lowry being out, big hit for Miami, man. I mean, he's championship level. I can't even stop my timer this whole time. I will take 10 minutes off the timer. He's a championship level contender, of course, championship level point guard. This man's been there, done that multiple times. He's winning. He plays winning basketball, does all the small things that you hate as an opponent, but you love as a teammate. You know what I mean? He'll piss off Trey. What did you say something?
Actually, he's a lot like CP3 in my mind.
Facts.
You know?
Facts. He does the small intangibles that get you those loose balls, that get you those possessions that usually you might not get, or just he'll inch out wins, and that's what you need from your point guard. You need a point guard that's going to get you wins. And Kyle Lowry,
unselfish one.
Unselfish as that too, man. He's averaging like 7-8 assists this postseason so far. It's actually might be higher than that. Might be 9 assists. He's almost got double doubles every game so far this postseason. So like Kyle Lowry is your floor in general. So him being out is a big hit for Miami. But Miami being Miami, I've watched every game this season, and I'm proud to say that they have a deep bench, and they have somebody who can just step up. I'm not going to name any names, Victor Oladipo, but he can step up, and we have a bunch of people on this roster that can take the ball and put it in the hoop. So I'm not really worried about Kyle Lowry right now against this Atlanta squad, because of course Atlanta has their own injuries. John Collins is still kind of iffy on his ankle. Clint Capella is definitely not playing right now. So it's just like Miami has the tools it needs to get past Atlanta, and they just need to buckle down and do it. Now,
Even with Lowry out, he got a lot of minutes. He had a lot of minutes played and stuff like that, but he doesn't produce a ton. I'm assuming it's because of that nagging hamstring injury and stuff like that. I think if you got the Hawks under control, you kind of just let them rest next few games, let them chill out until next series comes about, whoever they would face.
Right. It's looking like next series will be Philly, so you would want Kyle Lowry to be at the closest to 100% as you possibly can. So definitely you want to end this series as fast as possible against Atlanta, and then hopefully give Kyle Lowry a little bit of a window to rest. But it's looking like it won't be much of a window because Philly's on Toronto's ass. But we'll get into that later. But back to Miami, man. Some other things I want to talk about. Bam being nowhere to be found offensively for Miami. I know Matt might not have a lot to say about this, but Bam Adebayo is supposed to be a bigger threat offensively this series, I believe, because Clint Capella is not in the series. And so far, Bam Adebayo has been really, really, really MIA offensively, man. I mean, one night he'll 1 for 5, and it's just like, why are you only taking 5 shots? I mean, unless it's a pick and roll lob to the basket, Bam Adebayo does not get any field goal attempts. Now, it could be him being nervous about, I don't want to miss, take a shot, my teammates. I don't know what it is. Of course, he's always going to be A1 offensively. There's nothing ever going to be about him. I mean, defensively. He's A1 defensively. There's nothing ever to talk about him defensively, which is the only reason why he's on the floor is defense anchor. But offense, man, it's just he's got to pick it up. Maybe he needs to get the ball at the elbow more. Just has to be more confident in his shots, because the offense that he's given out right now is honestly not. I can't pause this video. Is not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough for Philly, definitely, and it's right now it's barely enough for Atlanta, and he needs to step it up, because I was looking for Bam Adebayo to really have a series, because every game this year that Bam has played Atlanta, he averaged like 27 points. Like, he was hooping. Like, Atlanta doesn't have an answer from Bam, but all of a sudden in the postseason, he just shrinks and just does not want to shoot the ball. Just unless it's a lob, he just does not look at the rim, and he needs to just step up, man. I'm really looking forward to Bam stepping up. Hopefully tonight, because Kyle Lowry's out, so maybe he'll see something for him to step up. But he needs to bring it. He needs to bring it, man. Another tip about this series is Atlanta's role players played really, really well. Like, almost were the reason. Well, not almost. They were the reason they won the game on Friday for Miami. I mean, against Miami. The role players really played well. They're going to be needed tonight against Miami, because of course Miami's going to bring it, knowing that they can't tie this series and take it back. So the role players for Atlanta need to step up once again for Trae Young, because if Trae Young has another lackluster first half and nobody on the bench for Atlanta is stepping up in that first half, it could be over by the first half. It could be that type of game, because the defense that they're throwing at Trae Young is almost reminiscent of the defense that's being thrown at Kevin Durant, man. And speaking of Kevin Durant, let's go ahead and switch over to that series, because man, disappointment ain't even the word. I don't know.
It's my favorite series right now. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Now my man Matt can get into the talk. Dude, what's going on, man? What's going on with the best scoring duo in NBA history?
Celtics are playing some tough fucking defense.
Bro,
I'll tell you that. They are shutting them down.
I like the way you did that, man. I asked about the best duo in NBA history, and you said the Celtics defense, man. Let's fucking talk about it, man. Celtics defense has been insane. I'm trying to get to the game cast of this game so I can bring it up. But they just got their big defender back. I forgot the name of him right now. I'm drawing a blank. What was his name? Dude with the dreads, man. Hold on, let me just look up the game right now before I get into it. Brooklyn. Here we go.
I've been seeing a lot of almost got like a triangle defense on KD and Kyrie, kind of. You got someone
think so?
On each side all times.
Dude, every time KD touches the ball, or even like you can see the pass about to go to KD, they just like
they jump it.
Jump this guy.
All over it.
Thank you, White Choco. Robert Williams, man. He came back for the Celtics at probably the worst time for the Nets, man. Especially when you have that amazing quote from Bruce Brown saying that they could take it to him because they don't have Robert Williams. I bet he wishes he never said that. I'm almost sure like Kevin Durant and Kyle Lowry are just like looking at him every time Robert Williams dunks the ball or gets a rebound. They're just looking at him like, You just had to say something, bruh. Man, it's just all bad for the Nets right now, and I really don't even know where to start, man.
I honestly thought after game, I think it was 1 or 2 when Kyrie dropped 40 or 41.
It was
right?
39.
39,
right
sorry.
Yeah.
When they were in the Garden, and the fans were chanting "fuck Kyrie" or "Kyrie sucks" or something every time. He started going off. He just went in his bag. Everything was going down for him. I don't know what happened. He started eating or something again.
He started eating. he broke his fast and started eating, and he just started losing.
It was just a little bit off. Like the shots just ain't coming. I don't know.
The worst part is, man, when he ate that banana, I had tweeted out, "Banana Kyrie is next on the list," because I don't know if you're hip, but Kyrie has like a bunch of lists of how he's like a great player. You have untucked jersey Kyrie, you have like haircut Kyrie, you have bush Kyrie. You just have a bunch of different Kyrie. So I was thinking
face mask Kyrie.
Yeah, face mask Kyrie. I was thinking banana Kyrie was gonna be next up. He ate that banana and he was gonna come out and just like ball out. My man had 10 points. 10 points. And nobody's like discussing like, okay, yes, we know Kevin Durant is 7 foot tall, you know, should be able to shoot over anybody. He should not be having like 25 points, or he had 27 points and people were mad at him. I think, first of all, I think it's crazy that this man can score 27 and still be mad, and people can still be hating on him. But his teammate can score 10, and like I feel like nobody was talking about that. But I digress. We're getting a little too far into that. Pretty much, just the first point about this Nets Celtics. I actually didn't even write it down, but I'm so happy Matt brought it up, man. Celtics defense is just immaculate, man. It's something like I am afraid of as an NBA fan. I don't even play the game. I'm afraid of any team that has to face this team. Like,
they're playing some serious team ball. Like, everyone is getting the love, you know?
Everybody, man. It's
you check the stats. Like fucking 5 people got 20 points.
Everybody. It's amazing. But this is how a team is supposed to be built. Is how a team is supposed to be playing. Yeah. It's just it's a shame that some teams have taken this super team notion and it has built such a top heavy, you know, teams. But like when it gets to the playoffs and you take out your best 2 options, who is your third option? And when you don't have a third option, it shows painfully in this series that's about to be a sweep. It's so obvious, man. Like, it's painful, man. It's so painful, man. Coming from like just Kevin Durant's from where I'm from, and you just want him to succeed, and it's just like, he's just man. There's just so much to say about Kevin Durant. He could be winning out in California right now. My man could be winning rings still in California to this day. He could have shut down the league until he decided to stop playing. But he just decided to leave California, leave Stephen Curry. And here we are.
He got a lot slandered when he was in the Warriors. I think people
stepped on his name. I'm glad you said that. No, I like, speak up, man. I like when so I can bounce off, things that you say. So you said he got a lot of slander. You're right. My man got slandered through the dirt, man. Like,
I think that's why he came here. Like, came to the Nets.
Yeah, I agree. He definitely did. But let's go back to the point where he was in Golden State and he got a bunch of slander. Let's focus on that. Kevin Durant is a person who will get on the internet and at somebody talking shit to him and say that they don't know what they're talking about. Kevin Durant is the type of person to have a burner account to talk shit to people who are talking shit to him. Kevin Durant is the type of person I feel like doesn't care about slander on the outside, but on the inside obviously cares deeply about this slander. Deeply, because it shows when he's on Twitter. I mean, it shows when he's on the interviews after games. He definitely cares about what we say, even though he comes off that he does not. And it's so weird when like it's so obvious when a player, like a person, is affected by the outside world, but they act like they're not. Because if he really wasn't affected by the outside world like he says he is, he would still be in California. Slander and all, he doesn't care. I'm winning rings. I have the best shooter in history on my team. Slander me all you want. I'm Kevin Durant. I don't care. But that's not him. He cares.
He actually cares a lot.
He cares a lot, which is why he's in Brooklyn right now. So it's a shame, man. It's a shame. But I'm glad you said that, man. I'm glad you said that. I like that. I'm glad you said that because it's definitely something to talk about, man. Because he was getting slandered like you know, probably more than any other superstar. Because you don't leave a team that you dropped a 3-1 lead to. Like you just like that's just like that's unspoken.
If that didn't happen, if that series didn't happen, I don't think the slander would have been almost anything if you went for the Warriors, you know?
Nah. If that series was tied 2-2 and then they lose 3-2, you know what I'm saying? And he goes to the Warriors, you know, I mean, I'm sure he'll be slandered, you know, but it's not the same as you're up 3-1. Like that's just like, you're one game away. You drop 3 straight and then you go join them. It's just like that's you know, you so much to say about that.
I mean, it is if you can't beat them, join them, I guess.
Love that. If you can't beat them, join them, man. All right, we're done with that. We'll move on. Actually, no. There is one point I do want to get. Actually, no. A couple more points about the Nets and Celtics, since we still have a lot of time, actually. How much of this is Nash's fault? Steve Nash being the head coach, I believe this is his second or third year. But farthest they've gone in the postseason is round 2. This looked like this is about to be a round 1 sweep. But how much of this, and I mean when I say this, I mean the overall where the Nets are. And I don't really look for you to answer, Matt, but pretty much asking myself. But if you want to answer, go ahead.
I think
how much of this is Nash's fault? This meaning everything of the Nets, like, you know, James Harden not being here, Ben Simmons is here now, you know, not being much of an offense on the floor, KD tired. I mean,
it kind of seems like he's just trying to put together a franchise, you know. I think he's trying his hardest. It's like shit just not falling in place, you know. I think the Celtics also have a really good team this year, and like they're just playing like they've been playing like they played in college together or something. Like they just know what they're gonna do, you know.
Yeah, they've been playing
chemistry's there
a lot. Yeah, the chemistry, that word, that's a big word, chemistry. Speaking of chemistry, that's what Kyle Lowry was talking about in his after game interview. Was one of the main reasons why they're just not winning, because they're not gelling. Yeah. And that's why I really wanted. That's why I asked this question: how much of this is Nash's fault? Because I don't think I would say out of 100% how much of this is Nash's fault. I'm gonna say it's definitely. I wouldn't say. I would have to say maybe 50%. That's a big percent. That's a big percent when you think about it. But I would say the other 50% has to be not Kyle Lowry. It has to be Kyrie Irving. It's just, I mean, you could say is more than 50%, depending on where you fall on, like, you know, vaccine history and everything. But
that's fair because he was out a lot of the series, a lot of the season.
Thing about it is, he wasn't out. He chose to be out.
Yeah.
And it's also just a touchy subject because it's like he chose to be out, but if it wasn't his choice, he would have been playing. It's just such a hard thing to get into. You know what I mean?
I don't think the Nets have all the chemistry there. They probably rotated a lot of lineups and stuff like that. I think they've been playing with a lot of different people.
No, like they said, I think there was a legit stat. They have more starting lineups than they have wins, or was that the Lakers? I can't remember which.
That was Lakers.
That was the Lakers. That was the Lakers. Yeah, that was the Lakers. But I'm sure this team can't be far behind because, Kyle Lowry. I keep saying Kyle Lowry. Kyrie Irving not being there, and then also injuries. They had injuries. James Harden dipping on them. You know what I mean? Also James Harden having his injuries. I put quotation marks over injuries. Mm-hmm. But so yeah, man, this team is it's a mess, man. It's a mess. And I wouldn't say it's 100% Nash's fault, but we know how this is going to end. He's going to get fired at the end of this season. And honestly, I don't think it's fair. It's really not his fault, but it's a business. And it's so easy to put blame on Nash because when you look at their offense, they don't have an offense. So that's not Kyrie Irving's fault. So that's why I wouldn't say this is all Kyrie Irving's fault. If they had a working offense, who knows how would this series would work if they had a working offense. But it's just Kyle Lowry not being there for the year, Steve Nash not being able to probably can't even draw up plays because he doesn't know what team is going to be there. You know what I mean? How can I
it's
scheme?
Tough being a coach like that.
Yeah, it's tough being a coach scheming against a team where you don't know what your team is. How do I? You
don't have an identity yet.
It's basics. Team sports knowledge. If you don't have an identity, you don't gel. I don't play together. There's no team chemistry. He
doesn't have a ton of respect in the locker room either. Too.
No respect.
He's not gonna get the respect on the court either.
Bro, I don't know if you know this, Matt, but way back when Nash first got hired, they asked Kyrie Irving, who's I forgot how the question came about, but the statement was Kyle Lowry said, "We don't need a head coach. Kevin Durant can be the head coach. I can be the head coach. I, being Kyrie Irving, can be the head coach. We can coach ourselves." So that mindset already coming in, and you're
so everyone's playing for themselves, kind of.
Literally, it's just
individual.
I feel like Nash was fighting an uphill battle that he really never had a chance, man. And it sucks, man. And I don't want to say I called it and I told you so, but you can look at my past tweets from a couple years ago, and I told you so, man. Nash was not gonna be a good coach for this, man. For this team, they needed somebody who was already tried, tested, proven, a name they could bank on, a name that can just a name that holds weight in the basketball world. And Steve Nash does not hold any type of weight whatsoever, man. So the second he was hired, I was like, not gonna work. And sorry to say, I told you so. Man, I told you so, man. This is just not gonna work, and he's gonna get fired, and it's not his fault. It's not his fault.
It's a business.
It is a business, though. It is a business. But last point I would have to say about the Nets Celtics, man, and this is a big one. This is a big one, man. This is a big take. Are you ready for this, Matt? You ready for this?
All right, let's go. All right.
This is a big one.
Clip's ready.
This is a big one. Do the Nets really care about winning? Just a simple question. Do the Nets care about winning? And
speculation.
I asked this question because when I watched the post-game interview of Kyrie Irving, not just this past one, but the one from game one where he was, getting cussed at, just cursing at all the players and middle fingers. Oh, I didn't put middle fingers up. We're good. This is going on YouTube. And putting middle fingers up to everybody, man. It's just, do they care about winning, man? Because all of the things Kyrie Irving was doing is just not winning basketball, man. It's just not winning things you do. It's just so easy to get Kyrie Irving out of his game. I just don't think he cares enough. I just don't imagine. I don't want to name drop, but I'm gonna name drop Kobe Bryant walking into, we all know the Lakers Celtics rivalry that was. him going into the garden, the TD Garden, and like having fans, of course, yelling at him because, you know, Boston fans at Kobe Bryant was like a thing. And Kobe Bryant just ignoring it all and just doing his job. Like, because Kobe Bryant cared about winning. Like, it didn't bother him. It just wasn't there. It just, you know, everybody knows Kobe Bryant. When it was game time, nobody's talking to Kobe Bryant that wasn't a Laker. Like, it was just like, if you're not a Laker, you can't talk to Kobe Bryant. And Kyle Lowry,
some of the Lakers probably couldn't even talk to Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, if you're the bench on the Lakers, you don't get no minutes. You think you're talking to Kobe? Nah, man. Like, if you contributing to the win, you can talk to Kobe. Kyle Lowry, man, he's just giving too much energy out to people who have nothing to do with the game, and it's just like
Kyrie Irving.
Did I say? What did I say?
You said Kyle Lowry again.
Dude, what is up with me today? Thank you. Kyrie Irving he gives too much attention to things that aren't basketball, man. And it's just like, I don't know, man. Does he care? And of course, we know Kyle Lowry. We know Kyrie Irving outside of basketball. His Twitter, you know, he tweets random memes that we really don't really understand, but he's MOK light. You know what I mean? He's one of those guys, Dr. Sebi light. You know what I mean? So I really feel like he's just doesn't really care that much as he should. That's my take. Let me know what you guys think about that. Do the Nets really care about winning? But you know, we'll go back to that later. But Matt, you got anything to say about that? Nope. Yeah,
I spent out on that.
Just when's the next game of this series? That's what we should really focus on. Next series game is Monday the 25th, 7 o'clock. Tomorrow, 7 o'clock. I've never thought I'd say this, man, but this could be a sweep, bro. And like, that's insane. And it's I don't see anything that's looking like the Nets are going to win. And I tweeted out before the game, I will never doubt Kevin Durant in a game just because it's Kevin Durant. But when he's going against this Boston defense that's just like something I've honestly have never seen before, they're just like, wherever Kevin Durant is, they have a shadow, and the shadow is wearing a Boston jersey. And it's just everywhere he goes, that shadow is there, man. It's insane, man. So hopefully,
honestly, as a Celtics fan, him stepping on the logo and stuff like that is just a little bit of payback. It feels kind of good if we do sweep, right? Mm-hmm. And as Pump's saying, you got Ben Simmons out game 4 too, so I don't think he's gonna play this year.
Has Ben Simmons ruled out?
Yep, he just got ruled out a few minutes ago.
He got ruled out of game 4.
That's Ben Simmons out for game 4 33 minutes ago. Yahoo Sports.
That is hilarious on so many different levels. One, I don't think he was ever coming back. I don't see the common sense of bringing back a player. First of all, this is unprecedented what's happening with Ben Simmons. You know what I mean? Like, a player who was a starting guard in the league, quit on his team, stopped playing, and then forced himself out while has a back injury. Because, you know, he has a back injury, and somehow still gets traded, gets to the Nets, doesn't play a game, and they were gonna bring him back for game 4 of a playoff series. That just never made any sense to me. I didn't think it was going to happen, and here we are. It's not happening. And let's say the Nets win today. You think he's coming back game 5? No, he's not coming back game 5 because he's done. Like, I don't know. First of all, who is reporting? Is it Woj? Who is getting this information to Woj? I feel like nobody is doing this, and Woj is just getting false information, because like Kevin Durant even said Kevin Durant says I'm playing like I'm not expecting him to come back. So I really don't know if this is even like accurate information. Woj could be getting played, who knows. That just didn't make no sense, man. Ben coming back.
I do think if he does come back, I think Celtics just playing bully ball, and you got Grant Williams to deal with too.
I just don't think him coming back, it wasn't gonna help. One, like I don't think people understand how hard playoff NBA basketball is.
From back injuries are the worst.
That, and it's just you haven't played anything, man. He hasn't even done 5-on-5 practices.
You got all the rust to shake off.
He hasn't done practices yet with his own team, and you expect him to be thrown into this Boston series? It just was all bad from jump. I really was hoping, man, he could have played sooner. I don't know, man, if he really has a back injury, man. It's so much about him, man, because he had a mind not a mind injury. I said a mind injury. what would you say? No, what's the correct term? Mental issues, I guess it would say. No, is that the correct term?
Mental issues, I guess. I don't know. I have no idea what happened.
What's the correct term? We're like having, I think it is mental issues, something like that. This doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound right saying mental issues. But he had confidence issues because he was just Ben Simmons. He clearly just had a confidence issue. But it's just, I don't know, man. I'm ranting. It wasn't gonna work, hands down. Him coming mental health. That's it. Thanks, chat.
Broke ass jump shot.
YouTube. By the way, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to catch us live so you can help me out. But yeah, it's just, man, I knew it wasn't gonna happen. I just want to go back to my main point. I wish he could have played, and then this could have been a big three, and he could have been the anchor to this defense that they clearly need. Because really, man, when you watch them play, they're a small team, man, and they're small, and then when they go big, they're slow. So it's just like it's all bad. Hopefully they can end everybody's suffering in Brooklyn, end it all on Monday. And that series can be over because it's gonna be an interesting offseason for KD and Kyrie, man. Interesting offseason. So yeah, moving on, we just covered the big two games. That's about a half hour, 40 minutes or so, I think, actually, because I took 10 minutes off my timer. So we got about 20 minutes left of the show. It was from Woj. Yeah, I feel like Woj is getting some fugazi information. Let's look back into this Denver game real quick, and what is going on over here?
Nuggets are holding the lead right now.
Oh, Nuggets. Hey, man, I'm not gonna lie, it's hard to sweep a team.
Yeah, it's the NBA. You got some of the best athletes running around out there.
Sweeping an NBA team is not an easy task, man, and it'll show you right here in this score. Yes, this game is not over, but I mean, I feel like this game shouldn't be like what it is right now. Jokic sitting on 24 points, 7 rebounds, only 2 assists, probably because nobody else on his team is scoring.
What's his name? Highland? What's his name?
Yeah, Highland's doing pretty good.
Okay. I'm watching the game. I can see why Jokic is scoring. He's just getting to the free throw line, basically. He posts up at the high post.
Yeah, he's 4-4 from the free throw line. That's not too bad.
He just banks shit in all the time.
Did Curry start today? No, Curry still did not start, but they did say more minutes coming his way, so we should see more minutes coming for Stephen Curry.
I'm sure as they go deeper in the playoffs, he'll play a lot more.
Yeah, like Kevin Thompson, Klay Thompson, 4-4 right now from the 3-point line. Andrew Wiggins doing his thing. Yeah, I feel like this series is still going to be over but jump back into that in due time. But let's talk about a really exciting series, man. That's more exciting than I thought it was going to be. I thought this was going to be an over in 5 series, and here we are tied at 2 apiece, man. We're talking about Minnesota, Memphis. Matt, I don't know if you're watching this series at all. It was a late
here and there. Yeah.
It was a late game last night, but I fell asleep, but I did wake up and watch the 4th quarter because it was on ESPN. And shout out to ESPN. You can go rewatch games fully on ESPN. So I rewatched the 4th quarter, And this series is honestly, I don't know what to say about this series, man. It's weird. It's a weird series, man. You would think coming in, Grizzlies were gonna like wipe the floor with them. Just depending on the Grizzlies have such a deep team, and Timberwolves being the Timberwolves, young team, you would think this was gonna be an easy little, 5-game bump. But here we are. It's at least can go 6 games. I'm thinking this is gonna go at definitely 7, almost guaranteed a 7-game series.
They got a long series going on. They got Tuesday for the next game, and the game after that is Friday. So they have a lot of days.
Serious?
Yeah.
They stretching these games out. Well, you gotta think, they switching 1-on-1, so they gotta do a lot of traveling in between these next couple of games.
Yep.
So there will be an extra day off, but still, if you do that right, it's 2-2-1-1-1. Yeah. So right now the next game is gonna be, I believe, in Memphis, because they're going back to Memphis.
Yep, they're at the Grizzlies, and then they go back to Timberwolves. They go back to Minnesota.
Yeah. So I think this series is definitely going to be a 7-game series. Ja Morant last game, almost, I want to say, just completely off his game. Just wasn't Ja Morant. I would say Skip Bayless had a really, really, really great tweet. A really great tweet. Called him Ja Durant. I thought that was...
He had 15 assists last game.
Yeah, 15 assists is great. Yes, but you have to also score the ball, man. And him going 4 for 13 is just not gonna cut it. 0 for 2 from 3. He's not a 3-point, danger, but you gotta hit 1 to make the defense, think you can make 2. You know what I mean? But if you're not gonna try, you're not gonna shoot, you're not gonna press, they're gonna lay back. You're not gonna get to the rim as easily no more. You're not gonna score as many points, man. So that's why we're seeing that only 11 points for Ja Morant that last game. Did get a big game from Devin Bane, I believe is his name. Desmond Bane.
Desmond Bane, 34 points.
Bane, yep. And Brooks also putting up some good points. Clark off the bench too, but it's just, I don't know, man. Karl Anthony Towns, man. I don't know what to say about Karl Anthony Towns. I do want to pull up one thing about Karl Anthony Towns, man. If we can pull up, hopefully I can have audio. If we could just pull up his post-game interview he had right after the game. Really, really fun stuff to listen to, man. If y'all want to watch or listen, hopefully it pulls up the audio. Let me see. It's got the audio.
Play real quick.
All right, let's listen to this. This is Cat Williams. This is Karl Anthony Towns. Trying to sound like Kobe, what the caption said. It's kind of low, you can't hear it. Hold up. This game. Still not loud enough.
Just came here to do my job. This is what I'm supposed to do. Give me a chance.
Give me a chance to be great.
I want to be great. So just happy that got the win. You can tell I'm not that excited because we got more to do. So can't be happy about this. Enjoy the moment, but it's gonna be a series, and we got to fight. We got to fight. Job's not done.
You didn't have much of a chance to be great in that last game based on shot attempts. How did you find your shots in this game?
I think Tatum was saying the same thing.
Yeah. Job's not done is like the most favorite quote from everybody, bro.
Well, good practice. Just go get him. I really don't know other way to explain it.
I love this video.
Take the shots, be super aggressive, ultra aggressive, and be willing to make a mistake in the aggression.
This win guarantees one more game in Minnesota. What does this do for the series for you guys? Describe your emotions and your approach coming.
I just love his facial expressions. I'm sure you couldn't really see it because of the stream, but if you want !Twitter in my chat, I retweeted it. Just a hilarious facial expressions coming from. Actually, here's the links to the Twitters right there. All the links right there to my social medias. But yeah, if you guys want to watch that, just get a good look at his facial expressions, man. Absolutely hilarious, man. I mean, job not done, man. I wish I had a counter of how many times people have said job not done this postseason, it would be probably like 20. So I'm gonna have a counter for now on. Like I'm gonna put like on the desk below. And we're gonna have a job not done counter, and we're gonna just like, it's like, why is everybody saying job not done? You're not Kobe Bryant. Okay, when Kobe said that, I think he was in the finals.
Finals, yeah. It was up
and
slow.
Yeah, and it was just like, no, job not done. Like that made sense when he's saying that. Kat,
Like, he asked why they're not celebrating yet.
Yes, Kat, you're tied 2-2 in round 1 of your first playoff series I think you've ever been a part of, my guy. How about you slow down about job not done, man? All right, we know job not done. We know that, Kat. This is round 1.
Started, bro. This is
round
4 of the playoff
1.
series.
You barely even checked in. You know what I'm saying? You still in orientation of your job. Talking about some job not done, bro. You literally week 1 orientation. Like, why don't you slow down, my guy? All right, 33 points, 14 of 17. That's from free throw. 8 of 17 from the field. That's really good. All right, 14 rebounds. You know what I'm saying? You acting like a big dog, Kat. All right. Now, just can you follow it up? Can you do 2 games in a row? I don't know, man. Last time you had like 7 points, man. I don't know. I do know one thing, man. This guy right here, Anthony Edwards. This guy, man.
He is that dude.
He is that guy. He might be that guy, and he's only 20 years old. He can't legally drink till like August 5th. Isn't that fucking crazy? And this guy's playing basketball like he's been playing basketball for like 8 years.
Putting posters.
It's not even that. It's he plays with no fear, man. Like no fear at all. And that's kind of, I want to say it's weird for a young kid to have no fear, because
maybe that
like
young confidence, I guess. I don't know. Invincible mindset.
I don't even know what to say, man. Because it's like, as a kid, when you're watching people play playoff basketball, and you hear about, you know, the pressure, all you think about is pressure when you're in these moments. And I just look at Edwards, and it's just like, just out here hooping, bro. Just give me the ball. I'm just gonna play basketball, man. I'm just playing ball. Like, but when you think about it, man, like, he has no pressure. Like, there is no
pressure. You got nothing to lose. What you got to lose?
There's nothing about Anthony Edwards' legacy at all. Like, it's not like, you know, LeBron James year 2. We're talking legacy. No, I don't care. If I lose, I go home and I go off season and I try again next year. Like,
no one expects you to win at that
no,
level too.
There's no expectation, and it's just like, I can play however I want, and if I ball out, I'm gonna blow your minds, and if I do terrible, it's like, oh, he's young. You're like, what do you expect? So it's like, it's really, he's in a nice pocket right now, and I think he's.
Imagine. Yeah, go ahead. You finish your thought.
No, I just think he's the guy. I don't know. What are you gonna say?
I think at 20 years old, you come in. I think he's year 2 now, right?
Yeah, year 2.
So 19 years old, you come into the league and you're balling out and you hooping against some of the best players in the world. You had to be already one of the best players in your whole area.
Oh yeah, that's facts.
Like, you walking down the street and everyone know you from like your hometown, right?
Yeah, that's
right. Because you're just balling out on everybody that come from anywhere, right? And then NBA call you up, you come in there, you start and everything. You putting people on posters. You like
doing things that you shouldn't be doing at 19, but now you're 20 years old. You just having no fear in the playoffs, man. I think that's the thing that people don't understand, man. I think when people, you're young and in the NBA and you get to the playoffs, you're expected to not do well, or you're just not expected to do anything, because you're just young, and you know, this is a veteran's game. This is an old man's game, like they always say, but like, you're too young. You're not going to know what to do in these type of moments. And yes, I watched the game. I watched the fourth quarter. Of course, there are things to do. Like, there are definitely things you can change. You know, him being 20 years old, he'll learn those things. But it's just what he has right now as a foundation. It's mind-blowing, man. And it's just like, no fear at all. He's tied 2-2 against somebody who was talking about, you know, John Morant. Everybody talking John Morant. And it's just like, No, I'm Anthony Edwards, man. Like, I can play basketball too. And here he's showing it. And like, I can't wait. This is becoming one of my favorite series. Like, you got, you know, Celtics, Nets, but you know, that series is over. This right here is becoming a series for real. And next game is gonna be, what's next game? Gamecast. Oh, here it goes. Next game is 26. Yep, Tuesday. Doesn't have a time yet. Probably waiting on another game.
7:30 p.m.
7:30,
actually.
yeah, 7:30. Tuesday, 7:30 TNT, man. That's gonna be a really good game because it's in Memphis. Memphis loses. They got to go into Minnesota to make sure we don't get eliminated. That's gonna be huge. So like Ja Morant, pressure's on him because you know Ja Morant's been posting a bunch of MJ stuff, like an uncomfortable amount of MJ stuff. I want him to slow down with the amount of MJ stuff he's posting because you're just giving fuel to people like me and Twitter. Like, you're just giving fuel to us. Like, just slow down a little bit, Ja Morant. Please get out the first round, then post all of the Michael Jordan stuff that you want. Just please get out the first round, man.
He's probably not trying to go for Game 7. I think that's what the whole message is.
Oh yeah, no, you definitely don't want to go to Game 7 because in Game 7s, anything can happen. It's just like there's just no money. You don't bet on Game 7s because anything can happen. So you want to lock it down, win tonight, and then take it at home, and then take it to Minnesota and win in Minnesota, which is gonna be hard to do, man. Just because Minnesota's been looking like they just don't want to lose, man. And you gotta give it to them, man. I thought this was gonna be a 5-game series, easy peasy. Here we are.
Minnesota wins, and then they can come back home.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Memphis has to. That is a must win on Tuesday for Memphis. Must win. Ja Morant. I'm not saying Ja Morant has to ball out because they have a deep team without him, but Ja Morant got to play better. Got to play better. I did have a point about watching the fourth quarter, the experience watching these two teams. One play I did want to point out, Cat Williams, man, had a really bonehead play. It was like a 5-point game. Somebody on Memphis shot the ball, missed. The ball is going out of bounds. You literally just let the ball go out of bounds, and you'll have the ball. It'll be your ball because you know the other team shot it, missed. The ball's going out. Just let the ball go out of bounds. Karl Anthony Towns runs his big ass over there, gets the ball, and steps on the line out of bounds. Now it's Memphis ball. Now, Memphis turned the ball over, so they didn't score off of that. But let's say Memphis hits a 3. That's a 2-point game with like 3 minutes left. All because Karl Anthony Towns wanted to get a rebound? Wanted to get a rebound stat? I don't know what that was, but like, it's just small plays like that could lose you a series. Because let's say they hit the 3, 2-point game, yada 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 yada. They up 3-1 now. That's your series is pretty much done. Like it could happen. Like a small play like that can really like change the whole scope of the series. So it's just like stuff like that, man. Experience with these teams is going to show in these late games, and it's fun to watch because it's two unexperienced teams facing each other. Like, it's not, you know, Phoenix versus Timberwolves. You know, it's two unexperienced teams who haven't been to the postseason. So you're going to see these type of plays, but that stood out to me. It was just like, Cat, man, you got to be smarter, man. You could have lost the game out of one little out of bounds play. That could have been the game. But, you know, that's it for that. Next series that is also more interesting than I thought it was going to be. I wish it wasn't, because I don't like this team, man. Utah Jazz versus Dallas, man. How much time we got left? We got about you're
about an hour in already.
Yeah, dude, we got like, all right, let's do a quick run through. Dallas, Utah, man. Let's see. Let's get to the game hub. Get to the game hub. Where we at? Dallas, Utah. Here we go. Okay, quick. Dallas, they're tied 2-2 as well. Next game is on
Tomorrow.
Monday.
9:30
One of these
p.m.
days. One of these
Eastern.
days. Yes. Tomorrow, 9:30, late night. This is a tied series, and I swear I had the Jazz winning this series. Now, that was before I knew Luka could come back, and that was before I knew the Jazz were just completely and utterly the worst team in postseason history. I wish I could take that choice back, because this team is going to lose this series without Luka even playing well. Yes, they won last night by 1 point. Luka came back. You have to say that's just Luka getting back into the gist of things. He had a calf injury. He's a little slower, even though he always plays super slow. But yeah, you just gotta get back in the chemistry of things. They're gonna be just fine. I don't see this series going 7. I pray it doesn't go 7. So I think Dallas ends this, because I think the Jazz just needs to be taken around the back of the shed and be just take this team out of its misery, man. This team it's just not fun. Like, yes, they won last night off of a lob to Gobert, which I thought was honestly perfect for Utah. I thought that was just like the funniest thing you could happen as a Utah, to beat Donovan to Gobert for a lob to end the game. I thought that was perfect. But I think that's it. I think that's it for them, man. They need to break that team apart as fast as possible. Dallas wins that series. That's over. Next, since we're out of time, Philly, Toronto. I think this series is interesting, low key. I could be saying that is interesting because I am a Miami fan and I want this to be interesting, because the longer their series goes, the better for Miami. But it came out today, Embiid's thumb severely tore his ligament. He's going to need surgery. That's big. He's not going to do it, of course, but that's big. A thumb injury, I don't know which thumb, is if it's shooting thumb, but just a thumb. That sucks, because you grab things with your thumbs. Like, I don't know if you know that or not, but like, you're grabbing the basketball with your thumbs. Thumbs is pretty important, you know what I mean? That separates humans from animals. You got opposable thumbs. Him not being able to do one of these might be the end-all be-all for them. I'm hoping Van Fleet isn't hurt too bad, but the way he ripped that jersey, I think that's a GG for him for the season. I think Van Fleet's done. So that's a big hit, but they do have Barnes slowly coming back into the mix. Yeah, he re-injured his foot a little bit. I think he's coming back. I think he's good to go. I think him coming back, Embiid's thumb, and James Harden being James Harden, I think they have a chance. I think they have a chance. I'm praying they have a chance, just because I need them to play as much as possible for Miami. I don't want to call it, but Toronto's winning in Philly. I'm not calling the whole series, but I think Toronto wins this next game in Philly. I think it's just too much against Philly and too much for Toronto. I think they actually squeak out another game and take it back to Toronto for a game 6. That'd be crazy. All right, and then that's pretty much all the ones I wanted to talk about. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much the gist. I did want to take some questions from the chat, but we're kind of out of time. So hopefully next time we'll do some stuff from the chat. There's not really any other series I really wanted to go over. Milwaukee, Chicago, that's over. Nothing to talk about. Oh, Phoenix, New Orleans, CP3 is a god. Nothing to talk about. I did actually want to talk about how true point guards are still really needed in today's NBA. True point guards, as in CP3 and Kyle Lowry. Lowry goes down in game 3. Miami loses. Denver. What's his name? Booker. What's his first name? I'm drawing a blank. Devin Booker goes down. Still got CP3. Everything is perfectly fine, man. As long as you have a true point guard, I think you're set to go. So, true point guards are still needed in the NBA. We need Kyle Lowry. Pelicans are just fine with CP3. This series is a done deal. I believe this series is a done deal. CP3 is just in a zone. He's just in a different zone, man. He doesn't care about nobody in front of him right now. He's gonna win the game. And yeah, 2 point guards, and that's it. That's episode 1. That's episode 0.1. We did it, boys. Matt, we did it.